She was fine. She didn't give me no problems. That was my backbone. She helped me with everything. And for her to do this to her is just wrong.
They were supposed to be friends, weren't they?
They was on and off friends.
It was supposed to be a happy
everybody
night.
saying it was a sleepover. It was no
14-year-old N'yalah
sleepover. My baby
Lightfoot was
went to get her
smiling
clothes.
as her friends came over. They brought snacks, they laughed, they made TikToks. It was her graduation party, a small sleepover with girls she trusted. Nothing. Wild, just joy. Her hair was done, her edges were laid. Her mother felt safe letting the girls celebrate. One rule had been set: do not invite the other girl, the one who brought drama, the one who had already caused too much pain. For once, N'yalah listened. She kept that girl away, but even peace can make some people angry. And that night, someone who wasn't invited decided to show up anyway. She didn't come to say sorry. She didn't come with gifts or laughter. She came with a plan. By morning, balloons would be replaced with black dresses, a teenager would be gone, and a mother would be left to pick out a casket instead of a high school outfit. This is how a
sleepover come get her clothes, or she was gonna bleach them, and I guess N'yalah went to her house and...
N'yalah had finished middle school. She was proud. Her mother was proud too. They planned a sleepover to celebrate. Nothing big, just a few girls, pizza, games, and time to laugh together. N'yalah was excited. It felt like a reward for all her hard work. She had made good grades. She had stayed out of trouble. She was ready for high school and had dreams of becoming a makeup artist. But not everyone had been invited. There was another girl, someone N'yalah used to be friends with. Their friendship had turned ugly. There had been fights before, shouting, even pushing. The girl was loud, angry, and quick to cause problems. N'yalah's mother had seen enough. She had tried being kind. She had tried giving the girl a chance. But she was tired of the disrespect and the danger. She made a rule: that girl could not come to the house again. N'yalah respected her mother's rule. She didn't invite her. The girls who came to the sleepover followed the rules. They were kind. They were calm. They were ready to have fun. But sometimes being left out makes people angry. And sometimes angry people don't walk away. They come back. Not with words, but with something much worse. The night started off full of laughter. N'yalah and her friends played music, took pictures, and ate snacks. It was the kind of night young girls remember. Her mother watched from a distance, letting them have fun, trusting the good energy in the house. Then something changed. Word had gotten out about the sleepover. The girl who wasn't invited found out. Even though she had been told not to come, she showed up at the house anyway. It was late. The sky was dark. But she came banging on the door like she belonged there. N'yalah opened it. She stood firm. She repeated what her mother had said. The girl wasn't welcome. She had to leave, but the girl didn't leave. Instead, she threatened N'yalah. She told her to come get her clothes, the ones they had traded before, like most teenage friends do. She warned N'yalah that if she didn't come for them, they would be destroyed. Trying to avoid more trouble, N'yalah agreed to go, just for her things. It was only a short walk. Her friends went with her to be safe. When they got to the house, the two girls argued again. Then they fought. Hands thrown, voices raised. By every account, N'yalah stood her ground. It was just a fight. It should have ended there. But the other girl couldn't accept that. After the fight, she walked inside her house, quiet and calm. Everyone thought it was over, but she came back with something hidden in her hand, a kitchen knife. While N'yalah stood unaware, the girl came up behind her and stabbed her in the neck and chest. N'yalah screamed. Then she fell. She never stood up. Again, the girl who did it ran off into the night, like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just ended a life. N'yalah was rushed to the hospital, but her heart stopped on the way. The night that began with joy ended with flashing lights, sirens, and a mother collapsing on the floor. Her daughter was gone.
wanted to spend the night at N'yalah house, but N'yalah said she couldn't have company, and went home, and she told her to come get her clothes, or she was gonna bleach them. And I guess N'yalah went to her house and.
A typical teenage scuffle.
The ambulance
but
came
Niria
quickly.
couldn't take losing.
Paramedics tried everything to keep N'yalah alive.
Not after getting
her body
rejected,
was weak,
then
but they
beaten.
moved fast.
So she did what
her mother
cowards
held on
do.
to hope as
She
they sped
waited.
to the hospital.
She walked
but the
back in the
damage
house
was too
like it was
deep.
over.
The knife
Calm,
had cut
normal.
through places that couldn't
She
be
grabbed
fixed.
Lightfoot's
N'yalah
things
didn't
like
make
she was
it.
being mature.
She died before they could
but
reach
when she
the
came back to
emergency
the room, she had
News
something else
spread
in her
fast.
hand. A butcher
Family
knife
members
she had
started
silently
showing up,
grabbed from the
crying,
kitchen.
asking if it was
She
true.
walked up behind
Her mother
N'yalah
couldn't
and
speak.
stabbed her in the
Friends
neck
collapsed
and chest.
in each
And
other's arms.
wanted to spend the night at
Some
N'yalah house, but
screamed.
N'yalah said
Others
she
just
couldn't
sat
have
in
company.
silence. The next morning, her school
and
found out.
went home.
Teachers cried. Classmates
She told her to
cried
come get her
harder.
clothes,
No one could
or she was
believe
gonna
that
bleach
a girl
them. And I
so
guess
full of
N'yalah
life,
went
so
to
bright
her
and
house,
kind,
and
was gone.
she tried to get her
People
clothes,
in
and
the
they started
neighborhood were
fighting.
shaken.
And
It didn't feel
stabbed her.
real. Just hours earlier, she had been dancing with her friends. Now there were candles and flowers outside the house. She was only 14. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Not at a sleepover, not after graduation, not to a child who followed the rules. The sadness turned into anger. Everyone asked the same question: how could something so small turn into something so deadly? How could a night meant for joy end in death? N'yalah's
And
mother
she ran
didn't
up
sleep
behind
that
her and
night.
stabbed
She
her
didn't
with
eat. She
that
didn't
knife
speak
that
for
they said
long
they found.
stretches. Her heart had been ripped
Why was she
apart.
going to get her
The world
clothes?
felt too
Because
quiet
they-
without
she-
her daughter's laughter. A whole city
They
mourned.
just, you know how you
The
swap
police
clothes.
started
She,
their
my baby
work
wanted
that
to get her
same
clothes.
day.
She texted my
They
baby,
asked
told her to come get her
questions.
clothes.
They collected
All
statements
because I
from the
told my
girls
baby
who
she
were
couldn't
there.
have. She
They
nobody could
searched
spend
the
the night.
home and found
That's
the
why
knife.
she went after my
The
baby.
story was clear. A
But she
13-year-old
wanted her to
girl
spend the
had
night.
stabbed N'yalah
Yeah,
and
the
ran away.
person that used to tell her
Later
wanted
that
to
day,
spend the
they
night with my
found
baby,
her.
and we
She was
told her
arrested
no.
and taken
So
into
she
custody.
told my baby to
She
come get
didn't
her
cry.
clothes. If I
She
can't
didn't
spend the
say
night, come
much.
get
She
your,
looked
come get my
empty.
clothes.
Just a
So
child.
she went and got her clothes.
But a child who had done something no one
And it
could
went
undo.
from there.
She was charged with
From
murder.
there. She
Her
fought
case
you,
went to
you
trial
got your,
the next
excuse
year.
my language.
The courtroom was
She whooped
heavy.
you.
On one side
You should
sat
have just
N'yalah.
accepted it.
Family
But now you had to
dressed
go
in
back in the
black,
house and get a
holding
knife
onto
and come back and
tissues
stab
and
me and
each
kill my
other.
baby.
On the
Now
other
I'm
side
daughterless.
sat the
And
girl
my
who
heart
had
feel
done
like it's
it.
just been ripped
Still
out
young,
and stomped
but
on.
now behind bars.
So they had a
The
physical
prosecutors
fight
showed
Yeah.
what happened. They explained how the girl had
So
gone
there
into
were
the
other
kitchen
adults in the
and
house,
picked up
right?
the
What
knife.
were they doing
They
while
said
this
it
fight
was
was
not
going
an
on?
accident. They showed how she
Looking.
waited and how she came
She
back
sat
on
right there and
purpose.
watched her.
They said this wasn't
When
just
you
a
say
fight.
she, you
It was
mean
planned.
Her mother.
Her
She
lawyers
watched the whole thing.
said she was just a kid.
Antoinette
They said
was
she
not
didn't
about to
mean
let her
do
baby
it.
go out
They
in
said
silence.
she was angry and confused,
Unwavering in her
but
grief,
the jury
but
listened
louder
to
in her
everything.
love.
They
She had
looked at the
church-printed
evidence.
colors
They heard
and a
the
balloon
stories from the
release that brought
girls
the
who
whole
saw it
damn
happen.
city out.
They didn't take long to
Friends,
decide.
classmates,
She was
neighbors,
found
teachers,
guilty of
they
murder.
all showed up
The judge gave
because
her
N'yalah was
25
in love,
years
bright,
because she
and
was
gone
still a
too
minor.
soon.
She wouldn't go
Then
to
came
adult
June
prison
4th.
right away.
7
she would
days
stay
after helping
in
her daughter
juvenile
plan a
detention.
sleepover,
But if she
Antoinette
didn't
was
change,
standing over
she
her
would
casket,
spend many
laying
more
her only
years in
daughter
adult
to rest in
prison
a
once she
ceremony
was
fit
old
for a
enough.
princess.
The courtroom
Pink,
stayed
white
quiet.
flowers, doves,
N'yalah's
the
family
kind of
cried
funeral
softly.
that makes you
They
angry
had
just
waited
looking
for
at it.
justice.
Angry
but
because
nothing
it
could
shouldn't
bring
have
her back.
happened. Angry
Justice,
because it was
they
never
realized,
supposed to be
would
this
never
way.
feel like enough.
And she ran up behind her and stabbed her with that knife that they say they found.
Why was she going to get her clothes?
Because they
was swapping clothes.
they just, you know how you swap clothes. My baby wanted to get her clothes. She texted my baby, told her come get her clothes. All because I told my baby she couldn't have, nobody could spend the night. That's why she went after my baby.
But she wanted her to spend the night.
Yeah, the person that listened to her wanted to spend the night with my baby, and we told her no. So she told my baby to come get her clothes. If I can't spend the night, come get my clothes. So she went and got her clothes, and it went from there. From there, she fought you. You got your, excuse my language. She whooped you. You should have just accepted it. But now you had to go back in the house and get a knife and come back and stab me, kill my baby. Now I'm daughterless, and my heart feel like it's just been ripped out and just stomped on.
So they had a physical fight first?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fight.
So then there were other adults in the house, right? What were they doing while this fight was going on?
Looking.
Looking. She sat right there and watched her.
looking.
When you say she, you mean
Her mother. She watched the whole thing.
N'yalah's mother, Antoinette Carter, was never the same. She had only one child. N'yalah was her heart, her best friend, her helper, her peace. Now she was gone. The days after the funeral were quiet and heavy. Antoinette cried in bed, in the kitchen, in the car. Everything reminded her of her daughter, the smell of her lotion, the sound of a song, an empty chair at the table. She tried to keep busy, but the silence always came back. Still, she refused to let her daughter's name be forgotten. She made T-shirts with N'yalah's face on them. She organized a balloon release with pink and white colors, just like N'yalah would have wanted. Classmates, teachers, and neighbors came. They prayed, they cried, they hugged one another. On Instagram, Antoinette started a page to remember her daughter. She posted photos and old messages. She shared N'yalah's dreams, her smile, her kindness. She wanted the world to know that N'yalah had mattered. People in the city started speaking up. Mothers who had daughters of their own said they couldn't sleep. They lit candles, they left flowers. They wrote about how this could have been their child too. Young girls in school talked about N'yalah in the hallways. They said she was kind, funny, and friendly to everyone. Even boys who didn't know her well said it wasn't fair. Online, some people were angry that the girl who killed N'yalah still had support. She was gaining followers while N'yalah's grave was getting cold. It didn't feel right. Antoinette stayed. Strong, but the pain didn't go away. She kept asking, "Why my baby?" No answer came. Only more messages, more pictures, more posts saying, "Rest in peace, N'yalah." Her daughter's life had ended too soon, but Antoinette promised it wouldn't be forgotten. What happened to N'yalah was not just one tragedy. It was a sign of something bigger, a warning. Teenagers everywhere are facing more violence. Fights turn into stabbings, arguments turn into shootings. Sometimes it starts with small things, name-calling, jealousy, hurt feelings. But instead of talking it out, some kids choose to hurt others. Many young people are angry. Some feel unloved. Some grow up watching violence at home or online. They learn to fight before they learn to solve problems. And when no one teaches them better, that anger grows into something dangerous. This is why parenting matters. N'yalah's mother set clear rules. She watched over her daughter and tried to protect her. But the other girl did not get the same kind of care. Her anger had been seen before. Her behavior had caused problems before, but nothing was done to stop it. Parents have a duty to teach their children how to respect others, how to handle pain without causing more pain. It's not just about feeding and clothing kids. It's about raising them with love and limits. When that doesn't happen, other children can suffer too. The justice system also struggles with these cases. What do you do when a child commits an adult crime? N'yalah was 14. Her killer was 13. One was buried. The other faced 25 years in prison. But even that punishment didn't feel like enough to some people. And to others, it felt too harsh for someone so young. The law tries to be fair, but no sentence can undo a life lost. No number of years in prison can fix what was broken. And when children kill, it leaves a deep question behind. How did we let it get this far? N'yalah's story should never have happened. One small choice, one no, led to a life being taken. But the truth is, it didn't start that night. It started long before, when anger was left unchecked, when pain was ignored, and when no one stepped in early enough to stop what was growing. This is why listening matters, why teaching peace matters, why community matters. If we want to keep our children safe, we have to do more than protect them at home. We have to show them how to speak, how to calm down, how to walk away. We have to listen when they're hurting. We have to guide them when they're lost. And when we see a child struggling, we can't look away. Parents, teachers, neighbors, it takes all of us. Let N'yalah's name remind us. Let her memory push us to do better. Let her story be the reason another child lives. She was smart. She was kind. She made people laugh. She had dreams of doing makeup and helping others feel beautiful. Her life was full of promise. Her future was bright. And even though she is gone, the love people had for her still shines. N'yalah Lightfoot was not just a girl, she was a daughter, a friend, and a light, and her light will never be
And she
forgotten.
ran up behind her and stabbed her with that knife that they say they found.
Why was she going to get her clothes?
Because
They was swapping clothes.
they just, you know how you swap clothes. My baby wanted to get her clothes. She texted my baby, told her come get her clothes. All because I told my baby she couldn't have, nobody could spend the night. That's why she went after my baby.
But she wanted her to spend the night.
Yeah, the person that listened to her wanted to spend the night with my baby, and we told her no. So she told my baby to come get her clothes. If I can't spend the night, come get my clothes. So she went and got her clothes, and it went from there. From there, she fought you. You got your, excuse my language. She whooped you. You should have just accepted it. But now you had to go back in the house and get a knife and come back and stab me, kill my baby. Now I'm daughterless, and my heart feel like it's just been ripped out and just stomped on.
So they had a physical fight first?
Yeah.
Yeah. They was fighting.
So then there were other adults in the house, right? What were they doing while this fight was going on?
Looking. She sat right there and watched her.
Looking.
When you say she, you mean
Her mother. She watched the whole thing.